Hello students, welcome to the class. Today topic is inhalation. Okay, is a continuation of that 6th unit in the nursing foundation. Okay, the care of a patients with a respiratory disorder. Clear? What do you mean by inhalation? Okay, as we all know, right, in the cold or in the cough, we are taking, no, it's a simple home remedy also. But in hospital, it's quite different. Okay, we'll see what are the types, what are the indications, what is the procedure. Clear? So, let's start. Inhalation is the act of drawing in air. Okay, drawing in air or vapors or gas into the lungs. Very simple. Is a taking a air or the vapors means what? Water droplets or the gas into the lungs. And the drugs are inhaled either for a local effect. Example, the steam inhalation to relieve a congestion in the respiratory tract, isn't that? Or for a general effect. For example, the oxygen or anesthetics. It's very simple. Is the inhaling of inhalation means is the act of drawing in air, vapor or the gas into the lungs. Clear? No? Okay. In simpler words, inhalation is a process of entry of air into the thoracic cavity. Okay, just focus on this. Inhalation is nothing but is a process of entry of air into the thoracic cavity. What are the types? There are mainly two types. First is a moist or we can say wet inhalations and the dry inhalation. Again, in the moist inhalation, we have two types. One is a steam inhalation and next one is a nebulization. Okay, steam inhalation is very common, no? We are taking at home, right? That we call steam inhalation. Nebulization, I will tell you what is nebulization. Next slide. Then next type is a dry inhalation. Again, it will have two types. Aerosol inhalers and the metered dose inhaler. Okay, so we have two types, moist and dry. Moist, two types are there, steam inhalations and nebulization. In the dry inhalations, again we have two aerosol inhalers and the metered dose inhaler. Okay, first we'll see what do you mean by dry inhalation. See, it is the inhalation of a gases. Dry gas, very simple, no moist is there. Okay, then the fumes from the volatile drugs or burning drugs. Volatile drugs means what? Easily evaporated. No, easily evaporated we call volatile. Okay, or the burning drugs. For example, inhalation of a general anesthetics and oxygen and a carbon dioxide inhalation and inhalation of the volatile drugs and aerosol spray or we call metered dose inhalation. Okay, these are the dry inhalation. What are the moist inhalation? Moist inhalation is nothing but breathing the warm and moist air produced by the vaporized is called steam or moist inhalation. Okay, the inhalation which contain the vapors, water droplets that we call moist inhalation. Very simple. Examples are the steam inhalations and the nebulization. See, this is we called steam inhalation. Okay, and the zone of the Nelson's inhaler. What is this? Nelson inhaler. Okay. So definition of steam inhalation. Inhalation of a warm, moist air into the mucous membrane and the respiratory tract that we call steam inhalation. Okay, what are the purposes? Very simple. Relieve the inflammation or the congestion, relieve the irritation. Okay, then the loosens or soften the thick secretions or the stimulate the expectoration. Expectoration means expel out. Okay, expectoration. Then the relieves the spasmodic breathing and the relax the muscles and thus relieving the coughing and prevents the excessive dryness of the mucous membrane and provide the antiseptic action on the respiratory tract. These are the purpose or effects of the moist inhalation. Then, what are the drugs we use? Tincture benzoin. How? For 5 ml tincture benzoin, we are mixing with the off liters of boiling water or 500 ml of boiling water. Or otherwise, we can use the eucalyptus 2 ml per 500 ml of boiling water. Or we can use a simple menthol crystals per off liter of boiling water. Okay, like that we can use the camifron also and the methyl salicylic also. Okay, based on the patient's need. Okay, these are the drugs we use. Basically, we use this tincture benzoin and the menthol. Okay, the methods for giving the steam inhalation. We have three methods: jug method, steam method, and the electric steam method. I hope everyone should know. Everyone very well know these three methods, isn't it? No, electric steam inhalers, steam tent, and a jug method. But here we'll see how to give properly. Okay, by jug method, it's a very simple. Jug method, see here we are using Nelson inhaler. What is Nelson inhaler? As you know, previous slide, I will show you once again. This is we call Nelson inhaler. Clear? Here, we are filling the 2/3 or half liter of water with a inhalant. Inhalant means either the menthol or tincture benthol we can use here. Okay. Then, this is what cork here. Then, this is we called mouthpiece, isn't it? Mouthpiece of this Nelson's, or we can call spot here. What is that? Spot. Here, once we filled all those things, no, we cover the patient with a blanket and tell the patient to keep her or his mouth here, and she should inhale the moist thing from here. It will, she can take 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, this is called Nelson inhaler. Okay. I will tell you once again. See, first we'll see in this method, the Nelson's inhaler is used. The type of this inhalant required and the boiling water is filled with a jug and the patient breathes the vapor. Very simple, isn't it? See, this is what a Nelson inhaler. Clear? Okay. So, this is a jug method. Okay, this is a jug method. Means we have to take the jug here and whatever the benzoin tincture, or if you want anything, a menthol plus, okay, we'll take here, add 5 ml for half liter of water, then maintain the distance properly, then cover the blanket or any towel, cover with this jug. Okay, why? To eliminate, should not lose the heat or vapors, isn't it? Everything should be utilized by the patient. Everything should go. Okay, this is we call jug method. Okay, we'll see what are the electronic wipers. What are the I will show. See, that is a jug method, and we have seen the what is that, Nelson's inhaler, and this is a electronic inhaler. Very simple, right? See, electronic wire is there, plug is there. Here we have to fill the off cup off of this jug, or 2/3 of this water we have to fill here, and the vapors will come out here. Just place the patient face here. Okay, here this is one type. Just mouthpiece attach here. Okay, instruct the patient to keep her lip and the chin here. Nose also, just she have to inhale the moist vapors. Simple, right? Okay. Then we'll see. Same thing only, whatever I explain, the same thing only here. The nurse's responsibility for administration of steam inhalation. What is the main responsibility of a nurse is check the patient's name for identification, find the medical diagnosis and the general condition of the patient, and see the physician's order to find the specific precautions. Okay, then for the movement and the position, we have to see whether the patients are moving or what. Otherwise, the physicians, whether they've written a special precautions for that. Okay. This is the responsibility of the nurse. Then assess the patient's ability for the self-care, move and maintain the relevant position. Assess the level of consciousness and ability to follow the given instructions, and find out the articles available in the patient unit. And the preparation of the articles. A tray containing a Nelson inhaler with a mouthpiece tightly fit to the neck of the inhaler. What is the purpose? To use the vaporizer, isn't it? Then the bowl or the basin, to hold the inhaler. Okay, to place the inhaler safely. This is what purpose. And the flannel or the towel. Why we need to wrap the inhaler for prevent the heat loss, and the face towel why to wipe the faces. Clear? This is the articles and what are the uses of these articles here, purposes. Okay, then the bath blanket or the bath towel why put over the patient's head. The tincture benzoin or any other inhalant ordered used as a respiratory antiseptic. Teaspoons or the minim glass why to measure the inhalant, either the tincture benzoin or the menthol, everything to measure that. Now we need this minimum glass, minimum. Then the kettle why, kettle with the boiling water. Then the gauze piece to wrap the mouth. Cotton swab we need why to plug the spot. Means what? Plug the spot means the projection area, no, like then what is that? I will show you. What do you mean by spot here? Spout means, see, this is a spout here. Projection here, no, some pouring the water, no, this we call spout. I will show you again. See, this area, this opening we call spout. Okay, okay. And the kidney tray or the paper bag to collect the waste. And the sputum cup we need why to collect the sputum. Then how to now we have to see the patient and the environmental prepare. What to do here? Explain the procedure, get the confidence and the cooperation of the patient. Explain the sequence of the procedure for each and every procedure which need is a basic requirement, isn't it? And make the patient understand that remain in the bed on 1 to 2 hours more after inhalation, isn't it? So as a patient, if you want to go washroom, just go and empty the bladder and bowel, right? For the bedridden patient, you have to provide the bedpan or urinal if required. Then keep the patient in a Fowler's position. Means what? Sitting positions with a bed table, isn't it? If the movements are restricted, so keep the patient in the side lying positions or any position is comfortable to the patient. Okay. Then for example, sitting with a pillow on the lap. Very simple. Then close the doors and the windows and put off the fan to prevent the draught. Okay. Then place the sputum cup in the convenient place within the easy reach of the patient. Provide the face towel to wipe the sweating from the face during inhalations. These are the preparations we have to do. Then we'll see procedure. Okay, then measure the capacity of the inhaler with the water. Approximately 500 ml or half liter to 2/3 filled with the capacity. You see, whether the jug capacity you see, okay, either the half of the jug, okay, half of the nasal inhaler or the 2/3 of the filled capacity. Why? To determine the amount of inhalant we need this. Then warm inhaler by the little hot water into the jug and emptying it. So before giving inhaler, we should pre-warm the jug. Otherwise what happen? The jug will consume the heat of the water, isn't it? So what we have to do? Priorly filled with the water, we just warm the inhaler to maintain the temperature of the water constantly, isn't it? Then pour the required amount of inhalant and fill the jug 2/3 with the hot water below the spot. Okay. If the inhaler filled into the brim, possibility of drawing the water to the mouth of a slats, isn't it? So what we have to do? 2/3 with the hot water only, we have to fill the inhaler jug. Then place the mouthpiece and close the jug tightly. See the mouthpiece in the opposite direction of the spot. Okay, keep the spot away from the patient when inhalation is taken. Now cover the mouthpiece and plug the spot with a cotton ball. Why? To prevent the burns of the lips, isn't it? Prevent escape of the steam here. Then cover the jug with a flannel piece or the towel. Why? That's going to be prevent the heat loss. Then place the inhaler in the bowl and take bedside without losing time. So this is all the preparation. Now actually we had to administer the inhaler to the patient. So what we had to do? Place the inhaler in the bowl and take the bedside. Now we're going to take the bedside without losing the time. Next, what we had to do? Place the operators conveniently in front of the patients with a spot opposite to the patient. Remove the cotton plug. To reduce the chance of the burns, removing the cotton plug helps to keep up the patency of the spot for the hair, isn't it? And instruct the patient that place the lip on the mouthpiece. Place the lip on the mouthpiece and breathe in the vapor. Otherwise, they can take from the breathe steam in the nostril also. Clear now, right? To relieve the congestions of the mucous membrane. Then cover the patient's head and the jaw with a bath blanket or towel to help to collect the steam around the face, and the steam concentration increases. Clear? Understood, right? Okay. So this point is very simple. Okay. After care, what we have to do? Continue treatment for the 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Remove the inhaler after started time. Wipe off the perspiration is what? Sweat from the face. Then remove the blanket. Remove the backrest and the bed table, then the blanket, everything. Okay. Then tied up the bed and instruct the patient to remain in the bed for 1 to 2 hours to prevent the dot means what? Chills or sudden changes of the environment, isn't it? So instruct the patient to remain 1 to 2 hours in the bed only. Then after this, take the articles to the utility room. Okay, replace the article. Then record the procedure to the nurse's notes with a date, time, patient's response to the procedure. Then return to the patient, assess comfortably and offer the hot drink if needed. Clear no? This is all about the steam inhalations, and next class we'll see this nebulization. Okay, so I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can clarify in the group. Understood? Okay, then we'll see you in the next class. See you.